I think we see a lot of people in our society that refrain from talking about a lot of things, even with people that they're like supposedly close to or supposed to be close to. It's like they just refuse to go into topics that like might be uncomfortable or cause or like make someone feel like they could be wrong about something, or that they might be ignorant, or they just lack something in some way. And I think that's kind of the good thing about a conference like this, or the types of conversations that you have there, is that it's like it's the way that it should be. It's like you're trying to get at the truth. You're not afraid to acknowledge your ignorance, or like realize that you're wrong or need to learn something else. But it's like trying to get somewhere with hard conversations that a lot of people either don't want to take, like don't have the willingness to take seriously because they do take work, or they just don't want to because they might be apprehensive about where it could lead them, or the emotions involved.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, do you guys feel like you can have these kind of conversations with your close friends or with your family? Like, is that something that you guys, like, are you questing for that regularly, or is that muscle being itched for you? Do you feel fulfilled in this dimension?
It's a great question.
Tanner, you can continue because you were on this topic.
I think with my friends, I'm fortunate enough where I can go into these types of things. And honestly, like, I think it's actually a blessing it's obviously a blessing to have people around that you can do that with, but more so, like, I want you to show me that I'm wrong. Like, if you can show me that I'm wrong about something, then I will happily change that, because then I'm closer to the truth than I was before, and I won't have to die in my ignorance and doing something the wrong way. But I guess in terms of...
So, whoa.
Sorry.
Hold up. On that note of you doing things wrong, have you ever I'm just having fun here, but have you ever taken a look at the text messages that you send after you send them, perhaps? Because sometimes Harley and I have a grand old time of this. Is sometimes we have a fun time trying to decipher what in fact you meant, because sometimes they are pretty impressive. So they're this is just a comical point here, but I think it's pretty funny. So there, we'll add one to your list of things to re-look into.
That's fair. I'll have to look at some of the most recent ones. I might have, maybe I'm too vague sometimes. I'm picking out what I'm talking about because there's like a long thread or something. That's a fair point.
Yep.
Text is also pretty rough.
Text is rough too. Fair point. But continue. You want people to tell you when you're wrong. Yep.
Yes, and I guess the other part of that I was going to say was, I think with my family, I can kind of have these types of conversations, but not as much as I would like to. That's part of just, I don't know, I guess I could try more in some ways, maybe, but it's also, kind of hard to do if, like, they won't meet you in certain areas to engage in those conversations, which sometimes occurs, but sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it's good. But yeah, I guess that's where I would say patrepticizing comes in. My favorite word. Anyways, that's all.
Explain that word
Define
for the
it.
people who might not understand.
Yeah, that's basically like, for those religious people out there, like proselytizing, like bringing into the fold, the fold would be of philosophy. So it's like just making people think more critically, like further their skill of critical thinking and analyzing why they believe what they believe, should they believe it. So it's kind of like it's a dialogue that you have with someone without trying to like bash them or prove that you're right, but trying to just like question them and make them want to engage in conversation towards the truth and whether or not they actually have it.
Yeah, that's great. We need more people to patrepticize themselves and others regularly.
Yes. Self-examination.
Yeah. What do you think, Nate? Do you feel like... Well, I think I already know this answer, but, like, you have me, kind of, and you have your family, but if you want to answer the same question, or we can move on.
I'll make it quick. Overall, I'd say I'm blessed to have enough people in my life that I can explain my thoughts on a fairly regular basis. So we'll leave it at that. Obviously, there's certain conversations that I tend to not have with my family, and there's certain conversations that I won't have with my friends. And that's where I'll quick make a counselor plug here. That's where a counselor comes in, someone that's just removed from all personal aspects of your life and just a completely objective voice in that chaos. So highly recommend that. But yeah.
Very true. Very true. I like that. Yeah. Just a final little nail this point down. I think it was Vervaeke who was like, the family dinner table should be a place for these types of discussions, you know, like that's just
yeah,
it's true. Like, maybe as we become fathers, we can lead the house and patrepticize our kids and our wife, and who knows, you know, that seems like a good goal. And at the table, the kids are always like, what are they going to talk about tonight, you know? But that's just a forward-thinking thought.